Welcome to WeedBudz Radio. We have a guest that was on one of our earlier iterations of WeedBudz, and we talked about a little bit about building brands and what it takes, a lot about the entrepreneurship side, and in staying with our theme of entrepreneurship the last couple weeks, I really wanted to talk to my friend Matt, a host of the Matty Ice Show, because you've made a huge dent in podcasting with some really significant results really quickly. So take us through a little bit of the journey. Obviously we'll talk about Evolve and some of the things that you've been doing on the entrepreneur front. I really want to hear about the show, man.
So the Matty Ice Show, and from how me and you know each other, is through Evolve, which obviously, I still have Evolve. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But the Matty Ice Show is something that's just coming off right now hot. We've had major guests on the show. We've had B. Howard on the show. We've had recording artist Seth Bishop, who's sponsored by, to me, the best energy drink company there is, Bang, who I've been trying to work with right now. I've been talking to him. But shout out Bang, because they have an amazing product, and Seth Bishop introduced me to them, and just how they work with like their clients and like their product. And I won't podcast without drinking a Bang. Like, it's now a thing. Like, I have to have a Bang while I podcast. This is what it is. But we've had guys like B. Howard on the show, Seth Bishop, this artist Vanna. We had Justin Bieber's security guard and Floyd Mayweather's security guard. Tekashi 6ix9ine security guard right before he got nabbed, Big Church. So he was in the studio. He's coming back in the studio next week, actually. Just crazy stuff's going on over here. But, we're just taking it day by day. We had Byron Murphy from the Arizona Cardinals, cornerback, the 33rd pick of last year's draft. He was in the studio. But the show's just taking off. How I want to brand it is, it's the artist. It's the podcast for the artist, the influencer, the business owner, the athlete, to talk about what they want to talk about, not what the networks want them to talk about, not what narrative they want them to talk about. This is whatever they want to talk about on the show. It could be whatever. This is their platform, and we're going to roll with it. So that's what kind of the Matty Ice Show is right now. It's taking off, and I'm loving it. So
that's a great. So tell me about some of the stories that these security guards have, because they must see everything.
So Big Church, which, if you don't know who Big Church is, look him up. He's done movies with Kevin Hart. He was Snoop Dogg's security guard for many years. He was Floyd Mayweather's security guard for many years. Right before 6ix9ine, who is now out, right before he got locked up, Church was protecting him. So Church was with him day in and day out. He knows Daniel Hernandez, Tekashi 6ix9ine. And we're going to find out a lot about that, on the next episode. We're going to find out a lot about this guy in the next episode, and, really Daniel, but a lot of people that he's worked with. I'm inspired by this guy. Church is an amazing guy. They're launching the Great Wall. It's their security products. So shout out to the Great Wall. Adam Plant has guarded everybody. He's partnered with Church. They're two members of the Great Wall. When you see who these guys are, you've seen them everywhere. They protected everybody. You can't not know who they are when you look them up, if you don't know who they are. But that's just what it is. So they're coming to the studio next week we already had Church, and we're coming back to do the next episode again, because this is going to be like full detail, like everything about like everybody. So like, and we're not like tricking or anything like that, but the people want to know, like, if there's anybody that knows people and the day-to-day routine without getting too personal and, without sharing like people's, secure information about like their families, real secure stuff. We're not going to give out garage door numbers or stuff, but you feel me? Like, I want to get to know what these people are on a day-to-day basis, especially Tekashi 6ix9ine right now, because, he's a marketing genius. I like Tekashi 6ix9ine. You can hate me for it, love me for it. It is what it is. But I've actually heard good things about him, so we'll see.
Well, it's interesting because obviously a lot of these individuals are people that we know, and we don't necessarily know the individuals that keep them safe and protect them. And so it's really cool. And I was really excited to just see you as an entrepreneur to continue to take chances and just put yourself out there. And what I've loved about WeedBudz is similarly, I get to meet individuals and understand the people behind the brands. The brands are cool, but people want to connect with people. And so it's really interesting to watch some of the stories that you had. And speaking of which, I know the NFL draft is going on. Have the Cardinals picked up anything that makes you feel comfortable for the next year?
Man, we got Simmons over here. He's going to be a beast from Clemson, so I'm looking forward to that. We got Hopkins. We traded for him, but
Right.
I'm a diehard Arizona Cardinal fan, so I'm loving what's going on over here right now. We're going to be a very dirty team in the NFL, and everybody should be on notice right now, straight up.
Should be on notice. Well, and then the Buccaneers took the Patriots lineup, so there's all kinds of movement.
Here's what I'm calling for right now. I picked the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. I did it early. I won a ton of money on them. I was posting about it for a long time, so anybody that follows me knows that I bet on them before they even went to the playoffs, and I put a boatload on them. I miss Las Vegas, by the way. I'm so sad I can't go there because I'd be there. But it's funny. This year, I'm taking Kyler Murray to be the MVP of the league, and that's just my prediction right now.
That's a bold statement, sir.
I like it. I'm telling you right now, you don't understand. We have Kyler Murray, we have Christian Kirk, we have DeAndre Hopkins, we have Kenyon Drake, we have Larry Fitzgerald, we have Hakeem Butler, who was a big pick in the draft last year. He was just injured. He didn't play. We still got Andy Isabella. We'll see what he can do. And then, we just got this Simmons guy. We got Chandler Jones. I mean, bro, we're stacked quietly. And we're hungry. And I know one thing about Kyler Murray. I hear a lot of talk about him. This kid's laser focused. This guy's laser focused. I don't call him. He's laser focused. Shout out Zoe Frost. Zoe Frost made him a Bruce Lee chain for $100,000. It's sick. Check that out. But Kyler Murray, he wants to be Bruce Lee. That's his mentality. That's how he thinks. So I don't know. We'll see. That's my pick, though. Remember this: if he wins MVP, save this and send it to me next year because I want this.
You got it.
I want this clip.
If he wins MVP and if the Cardinals win the Super Bowl, we'll go live and I will give you 15 minutes to tell everybody whatever you want to. I mean, you might not even want to say anything because you said it all.
I'll do it for sure.
Awesome. So I want to learn a little bit more. So what went into, when you and I talked before, I know you had some questions about podcasting, but then you just jumped in and it was like this is a horrible, horrible pun, a California wildfire. It's just taken off. And so I want to congratulate you. What do you attribute a lot of that to?
It's all about kind of who you meet and who you know too. I've been in radio for a long time. But I felt like I wanted to evolve because I was passionate about, the cannabis industry and getting into a brand. And I really loved my branding. Evolve. I still do. I think it's a solid brand, period. Even the name itself and how it's branded and the color scheme. And that means a lot. Marketing and branding means a ton in business. And I just like our branding. But I love it. I'll send you some. I have so much here. So, what it came down to is I really, really want to be able to market my business on social media and market what I do on social media. And because nowadays, look, we're quarantined right now. If we didn't have social media, really marketing, what ways can you really do it, right? There's not a ton of ways to really get out there. You can't go do concerts, for entertainers. You can't do shows. Radio, people aren't really driving around. The radio place, things are just different right now. You know what I mean? So I feel like social media is the best way to network and to advertise, period. And with being a rolling paper company and anything with cannabis, alcohol, tobacco, they don't allow you to do sponsored ads, period. So what that does is it puts me in a situation where Instagram or Facebook really doesn't care. They're not going to push your brand at all. What's the word? I always can't say the word correctly. The algorithm, is that what it is? Right. Whatever. So they won't push me. You feel me? So what it comes down to is it's just I felt like I wasn't getting the support I needed on a level that from a lot of different companies. So I was like, you know what? I'm just done investing in it. I'm passionate about podcasting. I'm passionate about radio. So I said, screw it. I know a lot of people. I went into it. My first interview or two was by myself. The first episode ever, which I thought sucked because I've learned a lot, just from going into, I'm going into a professional studio with this producer who is like one of my really good friends now. Without him, I wouldn't be anywhere. His name's Nick Tantillo Productions. He is literally the best producer in Arizona. He's one of the nicest guys. He's a great friend. I'm just happy to meet this guy. I just met him like 4 months ago, but he's one of the most genuinely nice guys, literally. And he works his ass off for my podcast. So I can't thank him enough. And then Carrie Pena, she is a very famous person in Arizona. She owns the studio. She's amazing. She's a great journalist. She's been great. So like these people have helped me out a lot. And then my first real interview was Byron Murphy from the Cardinals. Great player. And ever since then, kind of just took off. I mean, people are hitting me up. Like, I'm being for real. Like, ever since then, it kind of just took off. Like I was meeting, I met Jack Ducey. Jack Ducey is a manager of B. Howard and a lot of other artists, Vanna and other artists in Arizona. And just linking with him, building good relationships with these managers and making friends. Meeting people. They do an interview. They want to get on my show. They like how I'm marketing it. They like that my YouTube videos are getting 20,000 views after a couple days. They like that. So like, it means a lot. And I like doing this. So I'm not stopping. Every week I'm dropping an episode. We drop on Sundays. This one's delayed till Monday, but we always drop on Sundays. Monday, we might have a 12-hour delay here and there, but Sundays are Monday. But we're always dropping weekly. iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. I'm growing my YouTube channel right now. I just started. But I want to shout out one more person. And I want everybody to take this really seriously because this guy has truly, truly, truly changed me. And I want to make sure that this gets put out there. His name is Seth Bishop. So when you guys, whoever's listening to this, even you, bro, check him out. Seth Bishop, he's extremely talented and he's amazing at what he does and he's helped me out in so many ways. So just check him out because he's going to be the next big thing. And I'm not just saying that, like, I'm not the type of dude to just go out there and do that. But I think, when you'll follow him after this because you'll hear his music, you'll be like, this guy is absolutely insane. He's sponsored by Bang. But dude, I'm just loving it right now. So this next episode with Big Church, we're about to explode. I'm going to ask him some serious raw details about Tekashi 6ix9ine that he's going to have to answer. So, we're going to go from there. Kind of take it from there. But yeah.
Awesome. And so if we want to check out your show, which we do, where's the best place for us to go? I know you mentioned Spotify and Apple Podcasts and YouTube. What's your favorite?
Honestly, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on all of them. But if you want to see the video content, go to YouTube. But I always like iTunes too. Personally, I listen to it all. Maybe iTunes a little bit more, but I would go to YouTube. Follow me on Instagram, Matty Ice Show. But for real, bro, like we're just trying to, we're gonna be we're not going anywhere. Like I said this from the beginning, like my podcast, my goals are top 100. I'm inspired by Ben Baller, so like Ben Baller to me is the best podcast in the game. I'm inspired by him. So like, dude, we're just taking it day by day under quarantine. I'm just, it's good to talk to good people like you. And I'm having fun doing this type of stuff. So yeah.
I appreciate it. And I mean, I'm going on 2 years in the podcast world, and I love what you said. Episode 1, you learned so much between that and episode 2, and you learn more to episode 3. I'm still learning, man. Now we're digital, now we're virtual. And, I was really comfortable, safe in my studio. With shout out to Matt Perry, who's the DJ that masters everything and brings in like the great like waterfall in the background, just super, super creative mind. And he's like very futuristic artistic in everything that he does. And he does a lot of music producing as well. And so we share that. And so going from that comfort to now being virtual and trying to figure out this kind of new space, I'm still learning. And I think that for an entrepreneur, that's exciting, knowing that there's more to learn and ways to make things better. And so I want to talk to you about entrepreneurship in kind of the broad sense, because you find something and you evaluate it and vet it and you'll play with it, and then you'll make a decision. Do you move forward with it, or do you make pivots and adjustments? Tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey.
So I own another business. I own a radio advertising and marketing company. And obviously right now with COVID-19, the coronavirus, which I've happened to talk about on my podcast, I'm really educated on it, but that's a whole nother story. But with that going on right now, my business is really taking a pounding, and I mean a vicious pounding. Luckily, I've gotten some SBA assistance. I need more, but luckily I've gotten some, right? But I'm taking a pounding, and it looks like I'm going to be taking this all the way through May, and then probably the rest of the summer, to be real with you, and probably the rest of the year. So, I feel for people. Fortunately, I was in a situation where I was doing really well. And now I got to understand that maybe those days might be over for a while. And I have to, do okay where I have a roof over my head. I'm drinking a bang, I'm doing my thing. So I'm just trying to move forward every day, bro. Every day moving forward, with all that's going on. But I had the radio company. It's kind of on pause right now. Evolve. I started 18 months ago, about a year ago, actually. Last 420 was when we actually was our grand opening, was last 420. And we had a great run. Mariah did a great job on Instagram, and she handled a lot of our branding. Our website was great. I think our products are great. I think our branding is great. I love our merchandise, our clothes. I love it. I said my biggest problem is if we can't get support from Instagram or Facebook, and I'm going to call them out right now, because listen, on my podcast, I do advertise with them, right? But make a way where okay, if you're not 21, then these people can't see these ads. If you're not 20, you know what I'm saying? Filter it that way then. Okay. But why are you losing ad revenue? Some people do smoke. Some people drink, especially alcohol. They can't even advertise. But it's okay, you see it on TV, right? So they should make it a way where if you don't want to see these ads, then you can go on Facebook and click a button that says, this material I don't want. Figure it out. Just figure it out already, because it really bothers me that there's a ton of companies out there, not just me, a ton of companies. We grew our social media to 2,600 followers in a month. Or 2 months, whatever, just gradually. I put the Instagram up towards the end, right? We grew it to all real followers. None of that shit. It wasn't a lot, 2,600, but it was real followers, real people, real, all that. You know what I mean? We could have grown to a lot more. What really pissed me off, and this is what pissed me off, where I said I was dumb, is I got my business trademarked. Evolve is trademarked right now. So if you look it up, you go to the trademark website. We're a trademark company. My branding, my logo is trademarked. There's a lot of money to do that. Attorney fees, government fees, everything. It was a grind. It took 8 months. I wanted to get verified. I wanted my company to get verified on social media, okay? And that was important to me. And it's still important for my podcast. I think, and it's not about having that blue check or not, but it means a lot in a marketing situation. And I don't care what anybody says. It solidifies your brand or you. And that's what that does. So in this day and age, you want to be solidified. It's just what it is, and this isn't a clout thing or not. But if you really are on something, you should be solidified. You feel me?
I agree. When we first started, I'll go rewind a little bit. When I first really started my entrepreneurial journey was with a drive-in movie theater. Facebook was it. I mean, Facebook is what LinkedIn is now in terms of organic reach. Built up 33,000 fans in the first year. Then year 2, 35,000 fans was basically my cap, is what I hit. So then, in order to reach the same amount of people, I'm spending upwards of $1,500 a week in Facebook advertising. And, if you're an entrepreneur or a marketer, this makes sense to you, but I think the general public doesn't understand how much revenue these companies are generating. There's no other advertising platforms like them. And I checked today. I have been retired from the film industry for almost 5 years. They're at 43,000. And it's been, so in almost a decade, that is what you build it up quick, then you start paying for the ads, and then your organic reach falls. When I started Instagram with WeedBudz, I started advertising. I have very much the similar mindset as you. Is like, if I don't want, you can go buy click farms, overseas and what have you. And for me, no, I'm just going to do the Instagram ad game. I figured it out with Facebook. I'm going to do it again. Well, all of a sudden, even with ads, you got the first, let's say 20 approved. Then all of a sudden, no ad is getting approved. Mind you, I did all of the compliance standards, did everything that needed to be done. My ads are starting to get rejected. All right. Well, in a year and a half or so, built up, I think around 12,000 followers-ish. And then what I realized, and the engagement was good, right? You're getting, 4 to 7,000 views, 800 likes, etc. And now, same audience is there, 4 likes, 10 likes, all my ads get denied. So I can't push anything, can't promote anything. So one of the workarounds, being an entrepreneur was, to your point, was the podcast. Was, if you want to connect with me, let's do this. And then at the same time, we can talk about, the other brands and an outlet for them. Crushed, devastated my Instagram profile. I still have it and I still use it. And when people message me, I love talking to guests and to listeners. But it's such a struggle, right, in terms of a distribution channel. So I switched and I said, okay, I'm going to evaluate. We have a very elevated audience. We have a very professional audience. And so I'm going to go to LinkedIn. Well, it's the best thing. It's like Facebook 10 years ago, that organic reach is there. You can pay a little bit for amplification. And again, 3 months later, LinkedIn denies all advertising for me. So it's tough. It's tough for anything related to cannabis, yet it's an essential industry. It's something we can't take that back. When the federal government declares that it's an essential business, it's an essential business. And I feel it's going to be hard to roll that back. But to your point, like we have to support each other, because these outlets, and for small businesses, and if you're a small business owner, you get it. But if you're not, then it might seem like whining, but this is how we make a living. And this is how we support our community. And when these channels shut us down and shut us off, now my Instagram's still active, but don't tell me that, somebody new can just go search me super easily. I know they cannot. And that shadow ban is horrific. And so I'm not going, all of the money, and this is money. And so, and I know, and I feel you, because this is real cash that we've invested into our audience and into our engagement. Gone. Well, that's the same as spending $12,000 on a new machine for our business and it not working and not being able to get a refund later. And so it is. I'm glad you called them out, because it's true. Facebook and Instagram, same company, and clearly similar policies. They have the largest audiences for us to connect with, and they shut it down.
It's just like, make a way to do it. Like, if you don't want kids to see it, we get that. But filter it. Just filter it. Find a way to do it. Like, it's not that hard. Like, if you want companies, maybe they don't want it, but if you want more ad revenue, even think about how much more revenue they'll bring in. And maybe they'll have to wait till it's federally legal, but why aren't they doing alcohol either? Maybe they don't want people to get, I don't know. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot more to a lot of stuff. We just, look what's going on right now. There's a lot more to a lot. Like, what's going on right now is crazy and it's devastating. 6 weeks ago, like, I'll even say I was making the most money I've ever made. You feel me? And like, now it's like, look what's going on. And it's devastating. You see a lot of people like not out of jobs. I'm out of work right now, really, so it sucks, but we'll get through it. I'm just hoping football season's going to be here. So that's like my big thing.
And sports is such an entertainment, and it's funny because it's not funny, but what was intriguing to me was, let's take, for example, when Michael Jackson passed, there was a lot of individuals that really, it was emotional, right? People connected with him, they connected with music, and whether you liked him or not, it was still a loss, and it was a connection. It's your community. And for individuals like us, sports is a community of ours. And when Kobe Bryant and his daughter and those
That's
other
horrible.
families passed, it was devastating. First of all, I couldn't believe it. When I got that notification, I said, there's just no way.
I was with
And
you.
at the same, yeah, but my heart hurt. And then I get bashed for the comments, and I said, it's just plain and simple. It's a member of my community that was lost. The same
Right.
way that I empathized with you, I didn't have the same appreciation necessarily for the music that a diehard fan would have. But being a basketball fan and playing basketball most of my youth, like that was something that was really, really impactful for me. And so it's hard because we can't tell other people how to feel, just like we don't want to be told how to feel. But it was a loss, and I know that it's something that is really personal to you as well. But
Kobe was that hurt. I cried, like, up for real, like that hurt. Yeah, that still hurts.
But I think what like really, really hit was the entrepreneurship, right? I was really looking forward to see what was
Right.
next. I mean, a year out of the league, body armor's huge. That short won an award. And to be able to pivot industries, and you talk about Kyler Murray's focus, right? Everything's mindset. Tom Brady, mindset. The Mamba mentality. It was that mentality is what made that short so successful, and what made body armor so successful. And so I wanted to know what was next. And, I wanted to see what that next contribution was to the community. And so, it was a huge loss. But what were you hearing out in Arizona?
I mean, dude, I was at a car wash when it happened, and like I went on TMZ and they showed the news, and it was just, it was awful. And so like it was just awful, and like the whole thing, all the ceremonies, and like just all the, just sad how they put everything together, and Vanessa, and just the whole situation, the whole 9 yards of the whole thing was just, 2020 just sucked, literally. So I'm just being for real. But like, we got some good stuff going on. We're doing this. The podcast is taking off. We're on our entrepreneur stuff. We're going to get back to it. That's what entrepreneurs do. You kick them down, we're going to get back up. We start something new maybe, or we just continue, we build it back up. That's just what it is. Every day is not going to be a perfect day. I got used to like a certain lifestyle, and I got to realize, hey, we got to cut it back now. Like I'm still blessed. I'm in a beautiful place. I'm living in a beautiful state. We're alive. I don't have the virus right now. I'm praying for anybody, everybody that does. But I want to get back to one more thing. Like I said, the evolve thing. I want to get back to that really quick. Again, I had to stop that because of the social media situation. And we were growing organically. But if I can't sell my products online and advertise that, I'm good. Like, that's cool. I can grow. Let's just say I grow my followers to 50,000. That's all I can reach, really. Right? 50,000. They're not, I need more constantly if I'm going to do a brand. So that's kind of where it's at right now. I think it's a great brand. If anybody wants it, call me. Like, you feel me? Like,
It's a great brand, and it's clever. I really love, first of all, the magnetic component, simple but elegant. And
Right.
then I was showing another guest yesterday. I mean, you got the hemp paper, pull it out, which is great, and I love it. And then the filters are right there. You just rip off the filter, fold it up, roll it. And I mean, it's super convenient. And so I love it. I've got a product called Man Brands, and I've built it about 6 years ago. I've got 28,000 pairs of socks in my garage. And you know what? I'm not done. It might not be my sole focus, but I've got friends, and we've had celebrities and golfers and people that love the brand and love the socks, and they're comfortable. But it doesn't mean that that's my sole focus right now. It was a good project, chased it, vetted, evaluated, and made a pivot. And it sounds like it's what you're doing with Evolve. You've still got the product. You still
I
love
still
it.
listen. The company's still open. It's still trademarked. The website's still. We're still open. But you know what? Like, at the end of the day, I'll partner with somebody. I don't even really care about the money right now. But if somebody that's serious that I trust, and then I feel like we can work something out, the whole company, we're trademarked. To me, the biggest value in my company is the trademark. Do you know how hard it is to get really trademarked and get it done? Like, really get it done? Have the certificate done, trademarked? You have to go through a lot. They have to go out and petition to make sure no one else is going to want your logo. Anybody that tries to put a logo like mine, it could be on fitness gear, it could be on anything, they're going to hear from me. Because I paid a lot of money for that trademark. So, like, with lawyer fees and everything, like, so I guess all I'm saying is, like, I don't know. It's out there right now, and I'm not really doing much with it, and I feel bad about it. But yeah.
No, I was just gonna say one thing that I noticed though is the Matty Ice Show uses the brilliance behind this branding.
It's my favorite colors.
It's awesome.
I love purple and blue. I don't know why, I just like it.
Well, it's regal. I think that's why you like it.
Yeah, for sure.
So what's next for you, Matt?
Oh man, I'm grinding this out. I got Big Church coming in the studio next week. He's coming in town just for a day or two to do this. Shout out Money Mike, his boy, who's about to open up a bunch of different businesses out here in Arizona. But I'm taking this show to the next level. We're gonna have the biggest names in the game on there. We've already had a ton. Just check us out: Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, Matty Ice Show. It's a good podcast. We're going to be bringing on, a ton of different talent. I go solo like twice a month. We have 4 episodes a month. And it's truly my passion. And any artist out there, influencer, athlete, important person, if you want to reach out to me and get on, I'd love to have you on. So, like, I really, really genuinely like hearing people's stories. But we're not going to just bring everybody on either, though. So we'll see.
You got to get vetted.
Right. Got to get vetted. Got to get vetted by Matty Ice, baby.
I love it. Well, Matt, congratulations on all of your success.
Bro,
look forward to watching.
I wouldn't just hop on anybody's show, though. So, like, listen, I appreciate you, my brother. So best of success to you, for real.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
We'll link up, bro.